Hey, this is Alex from PHP Academy. This video I'm just going to be reviewing Kendo UI. So we're going to talk a bit about what this is and why I found it really useful. So many of you will know that the web has moved forward in terms of mobile development, particularly with stuff like tablet computers. And HTML5 and JavaScript have played a massive part of that in that. And there's been a massive leap in development for non-native apps, so apps that aren't native to a particular device. So you create one website which is accessible on a variety of devices. They scale up and down to them particular devices, and then also work on the web as well, or they can be targeted specifically for tablet or smaller devices. So they feel like you're running an actual app, and that's where Kendo UI comes into stuff. So basically it's a framework that gives you everything that you need to build these apps for both web and mobile. And there's also something called data viz, which is just here, that we'll speak about in a moment. So basically Kendo UI is a framework. You can download it. You have basically, like I've said, everything you need to start creating sliding actions, basically interacting with your app. So you build it and people can interact as they would normally an app. So they've got so many examples on their website and good examples as well. So let's hop over to mobile, because this is a really interesting part of the framework. Let's go ahead and click launch demos and just have a look. So I really encourage you to come on here and have a look around, and it obviously will give you the code associated with what you're viewing as well. So here you can see I'm just literally navigating this like I would do an app. I'm obviously using my cursor, but in terms of actually being on this device, you would be using your finger. So you've got normal things like groups here. You've got sliders that you'd normally see, just buttons in general. So, I can use this app as I would do a normal app. And you can see here that we've got loads of widgets and different, parts of the framework. And obviously because we're talking cross-browser, we're talking iOS, Android, and BlackBerry. And iOS obviously includes the iPad as well. So that's brilliant as well. Now, it's also worth mentioning that we have a native feel to when we switch between these devices. So we know that, as we've seen, we can, click around on the iPad or the iPhone, and we have this native feel to the application. But what about when we choose Android? Well, we get exactly the same thing. We get a native feel to an Android application. So it feels like the user is using an app on their phone, which is, the overall point. Same with the BlackBerry as well. We get exactly the same thing. So we can choose the BlackBerry simulator, and we have, again, the native feel to the application. So this is brilliant. It allows the user to access the application, or your application when you've built it, and then when they tell their friends or they view it on a different device, they feel like it's built for that device as well. So the benefit here really is, rolling out one application for multiple devices, but having that native feel. Now, while we're talking about this, let's go ahead and look at web. Just launch some demos here and have a look around some of the demos. Now, this is very similar to jQuery UI, but obviously this is a lot better. It's a more refined product. So, for example, we have things like the autocomplete, which is extremely popular. So when we go ahead and type something, so for example, UN, we get United Kingdom. So all of these have been very fine-tuned, and you can see here we've not just got a drop down, we've got a comma separated list of countries, so we can choose multiple options. Now, these don't have a native feel per se. However, the reason I've brought this up when talking about native is because we have theme builders, which are extremely useful. So here you can see that we've got theme builders in terms of building different we have a set theme. So for example, if this is similar to your application theme or your website theme, you'd pick this and then you'd start to modify it gradually. So you'd be able to modify colors, and we see everything here that is on offer. So it just basically allows us to mod everything to how we want it to feel and look on our page. So that's extremely important, and this is extremely easy to use. So not only do we have mobile tailored to sort of native devices, we also have web, which is tailored as well. And we've got so many examples here of really, really good things that we can use. So for example, list views. Let's just take a look at this. Like stuff like binding to remote data, when we just sort of paginate through here, everything here is brilliant, and it's all set up for you straight away. And this is one of the really, really brilliant things. Another really good one is a window, so I can sort of drag this around. We've got a sort of a more refined feel to this. Obviously it can be resized, obviously things can be changed here, but one of the good things is about loading content with Ajax, so we can Ajax content into this as well, as well as a variety of animation effects. Literally there's all sorts here. As I've said before, the best thing to do here is literally just come and browse everything here. It just makes everything a lot easier. So we've got these lovely native fields to our applications. We've also got the native fields to the web in terms of building themes for that, and also a wide variety of web and mobile widgets. So it's powered by jQuery in terms of the JavaScript side of stuff, and it's so easy to use. You've obviously got like jQuery UI, jQuery mobile, sorry, but with jQuery mobile, I found that a bit much harder to use. This is a lot easier to use. The slightly more boring side of stuff, we've got this data viz, which does play a really, really good part in what some people might need to do, and that's data visualization, which is really, really hard to do. And because this is using HTML5, if you load this up on a mobile device, you're going to get really, really good results, like consistently across devices as well, because the majority, if not up to nearly 100% of devices now support HTML5. So my suggestion would be to head over to kendoui.com, play around. There's something else that I haven't spoken about, which is absolutely brilliant, and that is, if we return here, we can go to the this dojo. Now basically this allows us, if we click launch, to go ahead and start to play around with everything, and we can start to write markup, run this, and we get our preview here. It's absolutely brilliant. So basically you can learn this on the fly with you can see your results on the fly, and this means you don't have to download, set everything up, but obviously you would want to download and run this as well. So finally, in the first half of 2013, something really exciting is happening in terms of PHP, and that is having PHP server-side wrappers. So that's something exciting to look out for as well. So it's worth getting to know this framework, and then when that happens, you can jump in and start using that stuff. So basically that's Kendo UI. It's definitely something to watch out for, and if you really, really want to develop applications in an absolute breeze, go ahead, download this and start to play around with it.